Good morning, everybody. It's Larry Steinhaus, and I am the Crazy Options Trader. So, we are having this crazy market. It's just unbelievable. I still can't get over the fact of how hot the market is right now, but it is what it is. Look, if you got a 401k, if you got money in the stock market, if you got mutual funds, if you've got any of these things, you're pretty damn excited right now. Some people who were able to predict this market in options did very well in it. It wasn't really the market for the way I trade, so I didn't do so well. I also made some mistakes, as you know, but I don't want to get into that. But here's the reality. Some people have been talking to me about how much money they need to start trading options. Look, I'm up $250,000 this year. Obviously, I didn't start with $1,000. I obviously started with a lot higher figure than that. I will tell you that I've made well over 100% of my money, so that's pretty powerful on how much I started with. So the question comes up all the time: what do I do? How do I trade? How do I come up with the right amount of money? And let me see if I can help you with this a little bit using a blank board here. Okay, so look, technically, you really don't need a lot of money to start with options. I've had people start with as little as $1,000 and turn that into very quickly $1,500, $1,700, etc. Now, that's all well and good, and you can do that. I'll be honest with you, it's just a little more risky, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. I really highly recommend that if you really want to get into this, you put aside $5,000 to $10,000 into an options trading account. I personally use TD Ameritrade, but you can use anything you want. There are a lot of cool options companies out there like Monster Options or Options Monster, whatever it is, I don't know. My friends use those. I just like the TD Ameritrade look, and it's easy for me. I've tried to switch a couple of times, and every time I switch, I just have trouble with it. But if you also go into TD Ameritrade, you'll be able to see what I do when I do my challenge next year, which is my $1 million challenge. As you know, I'm going to be taking $100,000, turning it into $1 million in 1 year, and I'm going to show you my trades as I make these videos. So you're going to start to see that as well. So here's why $1,000 is a little bit difficult to start with. Again, if you have, that's all you have, do it anyway. What's the difference? So you lose $1,000 in a bad trade, it is what it is. But it's a good way to get started and see how options work. Typically, I like to buy in-the-money options. So in-the-money options means that there's some intrinsic value. So basically, for example, let's use one of my favorites again, Facebook today trading for $120 about right now. Okay, so I would buy a strike price. If you remember how this works, the strike price is the price that I can buy the option for. So when I offer this guy, if you remember yesterday's example, if not, go back and watch the video because it's important. It'll make a lot of connection here. So if I offer the guy $2 to promise to lock in that price of 120, right? So if the stock doesn't go up, if it only stays at 120, never goes up, I lose my $2. Okay, 100% of my money. I like to buy in the money options. So typically, I'd make my strike price 115 would be my strike price, which means I can buy this option from this guy at any time, including today, at 115, even though he can sell it on the open market for 120, but he's not allowed because he's locked into me. So I have $5 intrinsic value, but I paid for that $5. So maybe this was $2 to lock in this price. That $5 has to be added to the $2, and that makes $7. So it gets more expensive to buy in the money options. And that's why $1,000 is difficult, not impossible, just difficult. And again, I recommend if you're going to have $1,000, do it. It's okay. Not a big deal. If that's all you got, do it. But just understand that everything in here, it's a learning curve. Even when I teach you, it's a learning curve. Even if I make mistakes, along the way, I know that I always have money in my options account to make up for more money. So if you wanted to start with $1,000, have a little bit of fun, that's great. My suggestion is $5,000 to $10,000 to get a little bit serious. So real quick, I want to show you my numbers for today. For those of you who are actively trading options, here they are. I'm looking for Facebook to pull back a little bit. It's crazy right now. Facebook is just crazy. It's kind of like doing this, and it's very hard to predict. But if it drops below 117, I'm going back in. Apple, I've raised the numbers. I actually think Apple is going to skyrocket coming up. So I might, for those of you who are deciding to get out, hold on. I just have a feeling we're going to hit 120. It's just a feeling. There's some data that shows me that, but I guess what happens is because I'm wrong and I sold out at 113, I feel bad, so I can't put my thoughts on it. But I still think there's some room in here. So maybe wait a day or two before you get out. Anyway, Netflix is a perfect support and resistance stock. It goes below 120, it goes back to 125. It goes below 120, it goes back to 125. This is a great one. This is one of my favorites right now. The problem with Netflix is the premium, the time value, is always very expensive on Netflix. So again, if you're starting with your $1,000, it's probably not a great play for you. All right, Chesapeake, one of my favorites. I like this one. This is a good one if you're starting with your $1,000 because the premium on these is very cheap. So you can get in for like 50 cents an option and play some good numbers in here, even in the money options. Bank of America, I bought some puts the other day. It may have been a bad move. If it hits 25, I'm going to bail. My strike price is 22. I didn't really get into puts in the video yet, but puts basically means that I'm looking for the stock to go down. I can't believe it's still going up. But look, it happens. It's been an unusual market. The market's super hot, so that's what's going on there. Ford, again, same thing. I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go down, and then what I'm going to start doing is I got to start thinking about whatever I'm going to buy or sell and what I'm going to do, and it's all going to make sense to me later. But at the same time, I think it's all good. Hey, if you haven't already downloaded the free ebook, download the free ebook at crazyoptionstrader.com. Download the ebook, learn about puts and calls, because puts and calls is what I'm doing. I do naked puts and calls. I don't do anything special. I may get into some advanced techniques later to talk to you about them, but right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing plain puts and calls. So, download the free ebook, go to crazyoptionstrader.com, and you will see it there. That's what the book looks like over there. There it is. No, there it is. No. You get the idea. It's over there. Anyway, so download the free ebook. Have a profitable day.